Hey people, so today I'm going to read from my book, Boss Lady, um, Advanced Programming Topics for the Intermediate Level Professional. Okay. Chapter 2, Data Manipulation Survival. I'm going to skip to this transpose. So transposing files, when to do it. Data files are either in, wide or long format. Wide format contains the same type of information across multiple variables. Table 2.5 shows an example of a wide format SAS file. The following variables capture the blood pressure across 3 visits. Pulse visit 1, pulse visit 2, pulse visit 3. Each blood pressure variable represents a visit number within the series 1, 2, or 3. Wide format works very well for statistical analyses that requires more than one dependent variable. A paired t-test requires 2 dependent variables, representing specific time points. An independent 2-sample t-test requires 2 subgroup variables. In some statistical methods, a wide format is the appropriate choice. Okay. So here you have 2.5 and 2.6. You have, it's the same file, but it's flipped. When I say flipped, 2.5 is wide format. So you have three columns with pulse rate in each column at different visits, right? And so that first file, the way that it's structured, I could compare across visits, right? In various ways. It's very helpful. If I wanted to get the difference between 2 columns, I could do that, right? The second one is in long format. So the data's stacked. So let's see what it says. In long format data files, the key identifiers are stacked on top of each other. Key identifiers distinguish each case in the file. Table 2.6 shows an example of a long formatted data file. We see multiple values within each variable that represent an ID, visit number, and pulse. It is considered stacked because the ID and visit variables are designated a row assignment. ID 1 in row 3 has a pulse of 85 for visit 3. Only ID 4 has a pulse of 70 for visit 2. Each ID has multiple entries because the visit numbers are in separate rows. Off the top of my head, without looking at the next page, because every time I flip the page, the whole book moves around. The reason why I would use table 2.6 is if I'm trying to analyze the data as a whole, all the pulses as one variable. So say I was doing a univariate, or I was doing some form of descriptive statistics and I wanted the overall mean for pulse across all visits, or across maybe I want to subset the data for just visit 1 and look at all the pulses. I could do that in 2.6. I could also do it in 2.5. 2.5 is more of a comparing, like say a paired data situation, right? 2.6 is not a paired data situation. Here you have, your intention is to analyze the data by column. Okay, and when I say by column, I mean pulse. So you would do, like, for example, trying to give you an example. If I wanted the mean of pulse, then I would just go ahead and put pulse in my code. If it's in SPSS, I would, go to descriptives and put it and choose pulse and then run a descriptive on it. If it's in SAS, I would do, proc, for example, a proc mean statement, and my var statement would be have pulse in it. Okay, so this was just a brief tutorial on a transpose. Transpose is something that, in all honesty, unless you're in a mentor-mentee situation, you're not going to learn it. Okay, or if you're in a class, maybe there will be an exercise on it. But when you're out in the field and you're trying to survive, you want to know exactly, for your own whatever, how to do it. So it requires, being a statistical professional requires you to know when to do things. All right. So thank you for listening and have a good day.